Hello and welcome to Rosie Radio, where we provide you with the R&R you need. Starting with a lovely relaxing piece from the 2000s we think you'll love.
Hello and welcome to PlayStation Access. My name is Rosie and you may have heard me mention this, but I am very excited for Sonic X Shadow Generations, coming to PS4 and PS5 on the 25th of October. I screamed at very excitedly when it popped up. Give me more of that goodness. I am fully sold on it. I am the ultimate being. So yeah, I'm excited for it for many reasons. But I feel there's more to it than just nostalgia and the game looking really good, because I don't have this level of hype with all Sonic games. And I've been thinking about what this thing is a lot. It's not as if I'm exceptionally good at Sonic games. I have friends who do all sorts of challenges in Sonic Mania, or have plans to attempt playing the first Sonic the Hedgehog game without getting hit. And it's not as if I feel like I need to play every single addition to the series. Yes, I've played a lot of Sonic games, but even the ones I have played, I don't feel the need to finish all of them. But don't get me wrong, when I do play them, I have a great time. Yet it seems to be that there's a specific time of Sonic games which hit my nostalgic levels to new heights. And I want to reflect on this time to show you how much it impacted me as a kid. Let's start by saying that the Sonic franchise was a huge part of my childhood, more so than I ever realised. Don't get me wrong, I played games like Crash Bandicoot, Spyro, Tomb Raider, Tekken 2, and Croc like every bloomin' day. But these franchises really only had video games. And we were incredibly lucky if they had toys. But franchises like Sonic, or Dragon Ball, Digimon, Star Wars, Yu-Gi-Oh! Not only had video games, but also TV shows, films, toys, clothing. They made sure that they covered every angle of our child minds. And Sonic was the franchise which was around every corner for me. I used to always try to catch an episode of Sonic X. McDonald's got on the hype train with these being in Happy Meals. My brother asked for Sonic toys over the years as we wanted to try and collect them all. Which I still have. Sorry if these are technically yours, Jim, but don't worry, they're in safe hands with me. Look, Big's fishing hook even has the same blue tack which kept Froggy on the line.
This blue tack has been keeping Froggy still for probably 20 years.
So being surrounded by so much Sonic content, of course it was going to leave an impact on me as a kid. But in general, it was also a great time to enjoy this universe, because I grew up with the generation of Sonic after Sonic Adventure. No, I didn't play Sonic Adventure or Sonic Adventure 2 when they came out initially on the Sega Dreamcast. But this is where a well-loved era of Sonic games was starting. For me, the PS2 era. Even though Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2 didn't come to PlayStation until the PS3 digital versions, but I like to include them in this era anyway. Sonic games were really trying some new things at this point. They were changing their formula more to 3D than the classic 2D. The music was changing from to rolling around at the speed of sound. Got places to go, gotta follow my rainbow. The stories got a bit more complex than simply stop Dr. Robotnik and save everyone, doing things such as adding Shadow the Hedgehog to the mix, who came with a darker backstory and a very moody attitude. I won't go into Shadow's backstory in this video, but let's just say someone dies!
Maria!
This isn't a Sonic game! And from what I've heard from others over the years, we were all enjoying this change of pace. Personally, I came into this generation of Sonic with Sonic Heroes, the first Sonic game to debut on PS2. But all of the games from this era hyped me up as a kid for one reason or another. So let's go down memory lane and look back on all the times that this series made me go, let's go! From this era. Because trust me, there were a lot of those moments. Let's start with Sonic Heroes, which got me pumped up for so many reasons and became one of my most special games because of how excited I was to play it. First of all, the front cover had shiny text. And this will never not be cool. I had never seen a game do this before at the time, and it's literally the best thing. And then when you looked at the back of the box, it claimed to have 4 teams, 12 superheroes. 12 superheroes? How can you play as that many characters? Grind rails, fly, race, and power your way through mind-flipping stages. Awesome multiplayer battles. Amazing special character abilities to master. Special powers too? Oh my god, this game, it needs to calm down. And I just knew I needed it in my life. So when I got it for my 8th birthday, I excitedly booted it up, and the hype only got more real.
This intro was the most hyped thing in my life.
I loved this intro. Everything about it blew me away. The graphics, the action, the drama, the music. It blew all of the candles off my birthday cake. I mean, look at it! Sonic grabs his team's hands and charges through rocks. Shadow dives away from explosions. Dr. Eggman has a bunch of flying robot fish. And then there's this silhouetted figure who had a big cloak, looked evil in the rain, had a piercing eye. And then Johnny Gioeli really kicks off the song at this point.
I can't handle your epicness game. And this is only on the blooming intro.
And then when you started the game, you had 4 stories which all intertwined. Kinda. Really, their plots were, let's stop Eggman. Our friends are missing.
Hey, we've got a detective job. Let's get paid.
Kill everything. But each team had their own cutscenes and theme tunes. There was a variety of level locations. Brilliant music.
Here's a little spooky sample for you as it's October.
And it was tough, I won't lie. I found this game really hard as a kid. Mainly because the characters moved so fast. One wrong step and whee, you're falling off the edge. And to beat the game, you needed to collect the Chaos Emeralds. And I only got like 2 because the bonus stages were hard. But despite its difficulty for me at the time, I still played it again and again because it would have taken a lot to pull me away from the love I had for this game. We then had Sonic Mega Collection Plus and Gems Collection. I won't lie, these didn't necessarily get me pumped for a Sonic adventure, but they did introduce me to the classic Sonic games, so I'm very grateful for that. Including Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, which I loved as a kid and I don't know why because I was terrible at it. Sonic R, which introduced me to the cheesiest soundtrack I've ever heard in a game. And Sonic the Fighters, which is when I realised that sometimes the franchise just likes to go a bit crazy and try something completely new. In this instance, putting the characters in a fighting ring and punching the living daylights out of each other. So in this era so far, I've already been introduced to the positive hype train that is Sonic Heroes, the cheesiness that is Sonic R, the bizarre direction with Sonic the Fighters, and Mean Bean Machine. But since I hadn't played Sonic Adventure 2 yet, I was missing the edginess the series had.
But that was about to change.
Because I was introduced to Shadow the Hedgehog, one of the edgiest games I have ever played.
This game is literally the physical manifestation of the term edgelord.
This game immediately went hard. The lighting is a lot darker. Shadow rides a motorcycle. He has a gun. Ah! Why does the ultimate life form need a gun? There's explosions everywhere. Shadow is getting attacked and it does literally nothing to him. Shadow attacks everyone. Even Sonic, the main hero of this universe, is crumbling under the magnificence of Shadow, who looks as if it was absolutely nothing and zooms off because he can. And Crush 40 are absolutely crushing it again, bringing probably the most aggressive song I'd ever heard in my life at the time.
So now I was getting pumped up for not the feel-good and colourful adventures with Sonic going, yeah, let's go, but because I wanted to be as cool as Shadow and become the ultimate life form.
But I won't lie, the actual game didn't get me pumped, because all I could really do was finish the first few levels before hearing until I died. I found this even harder than Sonic Heroes, to the point where whenever I booted it up, I essentially only played the first couple of levels before putting it down.
I specifically remember there being a level with Tails where he asked you to get a certain amount of rings before you finished the level. Screw that level.
But despite only really seeing the intro and playing the first level again and again, I have fond memories of being blown away by the edginess of the early segments of the game.
Look how pathetic they are. I don't have time for these humans.
And then to wrap up my childhood adventures with this era of Sonic games, my brother got Sonic Riders, which had a super cool intro. I love the artistic style they went for. But here I was more like, wow, look at these new graphics! Followed by, wow, hoverboards? That's so cool! So, to summarise, I was blown away by what Sonic Heroes had to offer. I was being shown all sorts of games in the collections. I was being chucked into the deep end with the edgier side with Shadow the Hedgehog. And then cool, hoverboards!
Oh, and Sonic was in Sega Superstars for the iToy. What a whirlpool!
But I think because I was being chucked around all over the place with my expectations, I am fully accepting that sometimes Team Sonic just wants to give something a shot. Be it an open world game, a game where you turn into a werewolf, or unintentionally creating one of the most chaotic games to ever exist in the world. And I'll admit, they're not all my cup of tea, but I do appreciate that the team is willing to give all sorts of things a shot. So whenever a new game is announced, I may not be hyped like I am for Sonic X Shadows Generations, but I can't help but be curious about what it offers. And when the Sonic franchise focuses on the early 2000s Sonic games, such as the upcoming title really seeming to hone in on this era, as that's where a lot of Shadow's story comes from, the hype I felt from when I was a kid carries into today. It feels like more than just nostalgia. It genuinely feels like I'm back in the 2000s, like a next level of nostalgia, as I'm getting hyped for something new with old emotions I had for similar reasons as nearly 20 years ago. Even the new Sonic movie that's coming out. When I saw the trailer, I was pointing out moves Shadow was doing from the games and going, yeah, Shadow! I'm so excited to see him in action.
Also, before you all start freaking out, when I did get round to playing Sonic Adventure 2, I absolutely loved it. And the Chow Garden is the best thing in the universe.
Don't worry, buddy.
So that's why I think I'm so excited for Sonic X Shadow Generations. Do you have any similar stories? Did you grow up with this era of Sonic too? Let me know in the comments. Please like the video if you've enjoyed it, subscribe if you'd like to see more content like this, and hit the notification bell so that you stay up to date with the world of PlayStation. Thank you all so much for watching.
PlayStation